We're just like, hello, how are you? And then
Hello, how are you?
headphones, and I get no headphones. Is this good? Yeah, right on. Yeah, no, we ain't doing that. Not up in here. But anyways, I don't know. Enough about that stuff. Let's talk about something crazy, like that intersection, or Elon Musk impersonator. What you looking at? You lose it? Coffee time. Hell yeah, my boy. Trying to think of what I was thinking of. Stuff I've been watching. Oh, Alex Jones in the news lately. My man. Like I said, I was watching him and Tucker Carlson. And, like I said, if you told me 10 years ago I'd be watching Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson at the same table, not fighting each other, or that I would be watching either one of them at the same time, period, I would call you crazy. But I feel like Tucker Carlson is coming around. Like you went and interviewed Putin. Did you ever watch that?
I think I've seen bits and pieces of it.
Dude, Putin is the freaking madman. Like, he's just crazy. But at the same time, like, it's a controlled crazy where he's just like, yeah, I kill people. But he's just like, this is what you got to do, baby. You want to run a country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make an omelet, you got to crack eggs. He's like, that's what's happening here.
It's crazy that one person can go unchecked for so long and achieve that level of power to where countries are scared.
Oh, yeah. Well, Putin really did kill people. That's why whenever Trump's there, he's like kissing his ass because, like, he knows he's a gangster. Like, Putin may be the last, like, yeah, that's it. Xi Jinping, no way. Like, none of these dudes. Like, Putin's the very last gangsterist dictator there is. Like, period.
Bro, that the Chinese dude, I feel like the difference between Putin and the Chinese guy is that China's making moves like
Yeah, well, they're expansionist. Okay, so, like, it seems like that because they're doing that thing where they're, like, building roads in other countries and stuff. You ever seen that? They're, like, building whole highways in other countries for, like, goodwill. That way, whenever something does go down, they're like, well, we built that highway there. We can come use it, right? Stuff like that. Stuff like what we do, like take the Panama Canal and all this kind of stuff. We're like, well, we're going to use it now since we built it for you. But then the other one, Russia, they're like, we'll just stay right in here, dude. We'll close the borders down, and we don't need McDonald's or Coca-Cola or none of y'all. We'll make our own, and they did. They made all their own, like, McDonald's, and they're like, F it, it's called Rocadanos.
look,
Russia Donalds. Some, you know.
Ruski Donald.
Yes. See, like, they don't care. They're like, it's same stuff.
No, but look, Russians to me seem not stoked. I've never seen a Russian be stoked. Ever, dude.
I think it's the culture, though. I think that is them being stoked.
I know, but the culture, the reason why the culture is like that is because they're oppressed as fuck. Right?
Yes.
So they're bummed out.
Whoa.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay, yeah, all right. So for you to be rich, a lot of people have to be poor, and that's it's here too, but not as bad. Like, they give us trinkets here. It's like, here, have bread and circus. Over there, he's just like, no, dude, bears and gulags, and that's it. You're like, oh.
Man, that sucks.
It does suck, but
I used to watch an fucking influencer, a vlogger named Natalia or something.
yeah.
She was from Vladivostok or something. You know where that's at?
No, I don't.
You familiar with that part of the country? And yeah, man, I just feel like she was really pretty and she was really interesting, and but all quality of life over there. It's crazy because she's probably like in her mid-20s, and you know what a female in her mid-20s is like kind of in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't got a lot over there, and they seem okay with it. They're not smiling about it, but yeah, just a different way of life.
100% different. Well, you got to think they're not dominating the world like America does. Like we got our fingers in every single pie in the whole globe.
And that's why that's why we feel good.
Yes. That's why we feel good, because we're like, you know what, at the end of the day, we have the bigger gun, the bigger stick, whatever you want, you know what I mean? However you want to chop it up. But like that's what we get for our 35% taxes or whatever it is, you know. Like that's why I think the total GDP of India is like 2.3 trillion, and we spend 600 billion on our military. So like,
That's crazy.
and that India's got 1 billion people in it, you know, right? It's not like a small country. That's why I used that one. I heard that number the other day, and I was like, holy shit, like, you serious, man? Like 2.3 trillion, and we're spending like a quarter of that?
Oh, I went out. I came back. I need a screwdriver. Hello. Hello. Can I come back?
I need the screwdriver.
Hello. 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 Oh man, I wonder how long it's been like that. Hello. Damn, dude.
How low did we
It was going so
go?
good. It was going so good. It was going so good. It was going so good. There it is.
Hey, look, that's a part of what happens here. We're working through things.
Man, I understand why. I understand why people have producers doing this shit for them. Damn. Hello. 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 Hello.
That's why we need Jenny.
Hello. 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 This is the podcast. It's just me saying hello over and over. Over. Hello. 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 That kind of works. That kind of works. Hello. Hello. Hello.
What if you squeeze it and massage the tip?
Yeah. Squeeze the tip. Put my mouth right on it. That is working though.
Okay, all right, hell, whatever works.
Damn, I don't want to hold it like this the whole time.
That's all right. Maybe it'll settle in.
Okay, what I wanted to say is, like, when people say it would suck to live back in the old days, but you can't really know what it's like to live back in the old days. Like, you can't go back with the perspective, your modern perspective, and live in the old days. If you lived in the old days, it would just be the fucking old days.
Yeah.
Right. How you could experience that, a different way of life, is fucking go to India, or like go try to live in India or someplace like that. Yeah, because that would be like, it would suck.
Yeah,
With
for
your
us,
American
I'm used to Doritos, my man. Like, I'm used to, like, fancy stuff that's, like, I was thinking, like, you know how much sap it takes to make a gallon of maple syrup? It's absurd. It's like you take 2 gallons worth to make 4 ounces. So, you know, you probably need, like, 100 gallons to make 1 gallon or something ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I just go get it off the shelf, like, put it on my pancakes. Like, you know what I mean? I'm used to that. I'm used to that, like, convenience where everything is right there.
Yeah, man. Even being poor in America is better than being.
Oh, we live better than any peasants have ever lived in any time in history. Like, we are the peasantry. People just don't want to believe that. They're all like, it's the middle class. Middle class is made up. The middle class is a made up thing, and it never existed, and it never will. Okay? They just made that shit up. Those people were always poor. They bought the worst cars. Okay, you telling me they didn't have nice luxury vehicles back in 1950 whatever when they were selling Chevrolets and Fords to poor people? Okay, and then they try to pretend like the 40s and 50s there was this big boom. That's because y'all gave them the money.
Right.
It wasn't like they made the money and there was all these small business people or whatever. Like, business is cutthroat. We know that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to be poor but still have all this.
Stuff. Yeah, that's because we're a consumer economy. You know what I mean? Like, if we like planned obsolescence, if we don't get rid of stuff, that's why we like plastic, man, because you can just use it and throw it away.
Man, I had that never really sat well with me from a young age. Probably because I started taking hallucinogenics and it started making me think. And you know, before I had kids, I could kind of live my life where I wasn't really buying into that shit so much. Now, as a parent, you kind of let, for me, anyways, I let some of those ideals go, some of those beliefs that I had, because you just have to fucking participate in life.
Yep.
But I fucking forget what my point was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it never sat right with me.
Yeah.
Yep, that still didn't help though.
I don't know. I was talking about throwing stuff away. Planned obsolescence. You know, like plastics. We just use them, throw them away.
Oh, disposable socks. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, disposable stuff.
Yeah, that's my fucked up thinking as an American. I fucking hate socks. I hate laundry. But socks, I won't fuck with them, dude. I'm not trying to match up. There's, 4 or 5 people in my family. That's 5 different beats. 5 different sets of socks. I'm not playing matching games.
That's why you make them all get the same sock. Like, okay, like if I buy socks, they're all the exact same. There's no different pairs in there floating around.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, that way you don't gotta match them. Okay, that's the idea. So then we make this person get this color, this person get that color, and then you just color sort them, and you're done. Even still, folding laundry is the worst part of that job.
Yeah, folding laundry is...
Putting away socks just by, you're like, man, there ain't no way I'm folding them down and all that crap. Like, that ain't happening.
Nope. So how I live is there's a big fucking sock pit, and you just fucking reach in and grab 2. The microphone just changed noises. My voice sounds really different all of a sudden. It'll be better next week, I promise.
You know how awesome that is, though? Like, just keep it going. It's like a bit by itself. Just like, hello. Yeah, let it go.
Hello.
Forget about it.
Yeah, man. Shit. I struggle with shit. Yeah, I just lost all my shit in a devastating house fire. But here I am, 11 months later, with...
Sorry to laugh like that, but like devastating house fire. Like,
we can laugh at it.
Fucking was, though. Like, his shit went up in like 3 seconds. It wasn't even like you had a chance to know what was happening.
Yeah.
You're just like, like, that is terrifying.
It is terrifying. It's fucking traumatic. I saw a picture of it the other day, and it just fucked me up.
You're fucking right, man.
But we can laugh about it, because it's 11 months later, and with your help, I've processed it. But here I am, almost a year later, and I have a bunch of stuff. It's not necessarily my stuff or the stuff that I want, but I fucking filled in the gaps, dude. Like,
it'll come back to you. That's the way I look at it, man. Like, when I divorced my wife or whatever, however many years ago that was, I just left everything there. And, like, I got stuff now, Like, stuff shouldn't mean as much as what people put on it sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not everything, obviously. Like, some things should, you know what I mean? Like, if you had something that was rare and, like, you ain't finding that somewhere, but, like, if it's a desk that Aunt Joanne bought in 1973, and you're like, that's Aunt Joanne's desk. She lives in there. Like, that's her spirits in that thing. Like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, I don't know. I know those things didn't make me who I am, but yeah, I personally just have a weird relationship with my shit, and I think that it probably goes back to without shit, which I think I could have been okay with. But then, when I was 19, I went to jail, and I didn't have shit. And that wasn't by choice. And I lived that way I lived without shit for a long time. And, yeah, so I just compensated for it.
I feel that though. Man, when I got jobs, I would go spend my whole paycheck buying stuff because I didn't have any, you know what I mean? Like, there wasn't anything to be had there. So, like, I feel that. But then, like I said, whenever I got divorced, I just, like, parted with everything. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Stuff doesn't own me anymore. I've been watching way too much Fight Club, too. I was like, yeah, Tyler Durden type. Don't let the stuff that you own you. And, like, you know, I don't know, that stuff. He was like, slide with the little penguin. You know, it's like, just let it slide, man. Just let the small shit go. Like, it don't even matter. You know, like, it's, I don't know. And I can't speak to it, obviously. I did not lose all my shit in a fire. I lost all my shit in a divorce, which is kind of a little different, obviously.
Yeah, but it fucking feels the same, I think.
You know, like, the crazy thing is I had that video game collection that had everything. I mean, it was like from Atari to now, like all the way up to PS4.
Dang.
Games for every system, all that stuff, accessories.
See, it hurts me to hear you say that. Yeah, just because.
Hey, man, I wanted to eat, dude. And at that time, I wasn't working, like, a job, like, you know, I was working at a liquor store, like, for minimum wage. And, like, it was awesome because I met that chick there, obviously. Didn't turn out awesome, but hey, here we are.
Man, if you still had a sweet retro video game collection, that wouldn't have anything to do with who you are, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I knew that about you, I would think it was cool. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was friends with this dude named Matthew in Denver. He was my down the hall neighbor, and something was wrong with him. He was thrown off somehow, but he had a sick fucking Transformers collection. He was an adult. The first person I know who got Netflix, this was like 2005 or 2006.
Dude's ahead of the curve.
He was ahead of the curve, but bro was really into movies. He made me watch the intro to Transformers.
Like the first one?
Yeah, the first
Like the
Transformers.
Megan Fox one where she got kicked off for calling Spielberg a Nazi?
Yeah, and you know I don't have any movie recall. Whenever it comes to movies, I can't remember
I never
shit.
watched that one. I know, I wasn't into stuff like that at the time.
But I fucking remember the beginning of Transformers because it was drilled into my head. It's just this opening scene where there's helicopters, and this was right whenever it was Blu-ray. You could do Blu-ray, HD, DVD,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah,
You remember
that was it. Yeah, then porno picked Blu-ray, so everybody, like, they're like, oh, it's gonna win now. Porno's on Blu-ray. Like, yeah, I know, that's terrible. Same thing with VHS and Betamax.
Well, he made me watch the Blu-ray version opening of Transformers and the HD DVD version of it through like Dolby surround sound.
So you were,
loved it.
it laid it into you.
Hell
You're
yeah,
like,
dude.
whoa.
Helicopters.
Dude, straight up, Transformers is something. But, like, I felt like I didn't have a kid old enough to watch it in 2006. I didn't even have a kid in 2006, and I was, like, a grown man. And I was like, you know, maybe I don't. I don't know.
His collection was sweet, man, and that's another time in my life whenever I didn't have shit, moving across the country, put everything I could fit into a little Kia. Yep, I had camping chairs and a fucking air mattress and a cardboard box's TV stand.
Cardboard box.
Yeah, man.
Good to go?
It's 10:16.
Yeah. You good?
Good.
We can keep rolling if it's working.
It's working. Is it
Yeah,
working?
man. There was a dude named Anthony Mills that used to work here, and he he had some kind of insane collection in his basement of like Transformers, and he had those those figures that are like yay big, but they're like completely accurate to the movie. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they cost like $400 each, and they have real clothes on them, and like I don't know, it's just insanely detailed little statues. He
Dude,
just tchotchkes, shit that collects dust.
yeah, man, dusting that shit.
Like that's all it is, just collects dust.
Um, fuck that.
Dude,
Yeah, no, you can't let like
That's
that's what I
hilarious.
mean. Like at a certain point, you got to realize, and because like if you've seen Hoarders, like we've all seen Hoarders. That shows you're like, how did it get like this? You're like, well, she collected purses for like a long time, and now there's so many purses in there that the rats got in it, and there's a whole nest of rats, and all the trash is around because she got depressed because there was rats everywhere, and you know how that goes.
I always wondered how Matt dusted all off all those Transformers, and how
He
I
got a
couldn't take
Swiffer
it.
dog.
I couldn't take it.
Yeah,
That's
no.
madness.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Like we don't live long enough. Like it's well, you know what? That's exactly what it is, though. That makes sense. It is madness. Like think about who sells that stuff, and who they're selling it to. Okay, like if you use it as an actual toy, then that's fine. But if you anything that you collect, you're losing your mind.
Yeah, I
Unless you're
agree.
collecting gold bars. Like if you're collecting gold bars, then hey, collect your bars. Like because that's gonna be worth something later. All this stuff that you're collecting is junk. It ain't gonna be worth a single penny. Cause like guess what? The bottom will fall out because all the people that were collecting all that stuff will die or get
Yep.
super old, and then no one's gonna care about it.
Well, what if you do it just to?
I mean, if it eases your mind, I guess that's one thing.
Yeah, that's weird, dude. Because I think about the collections that I lost, like the records mostly.
Well, records have a purpose, though. I'm talking about like shit that
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
do anything.
shit that just
Shit that just like Hummels. Like I don't know if you ever heard of Hummels before,
Yeah,
but there's
another
little
dusting.
figurines that are made out of ceramic. They don't do anything.
No,
Like,
people
there
love
were-
those shits,
And
though.
old ladies would have a whole cabinet full of little
And they're
tiny
fucking-
ceramic figurines and shit that don't do anything. Like it doesn't move, it doesn't play music. Like
it just makes you feel weird.
yeah, what is it doing there?
It just makes kids feel weird when they look at them.
Yeah, you look like a weirdo with your little collection of animals or whatever it is. Or how about those wood statues that have no faces? You ever seen that? It's like inspirations. Like they're not That's not inspiring. Like
I've never
that's
seen that.
terrifying.
That is
It's like it'll be like a man and woman, and they're very like I don't know. It looks like they're wearing like church robes or something. Like I don't know, and they're carved out of wood, and they used to sell them at the Hallmark store because they're like religious figurines.
I know what you're. No, those angel things.
Yeah, no
dude.
face on them.
Oh my god, I know. I think I had one in my
Yeah,
house.
But people have them. All like
Yes.
they'll be like, I have a whole collection right here.
Oh my god, that
Like,
shit is terrifying.
For what? Like, what good is that gonna do? It inspires me. Like that thing with no face. Yeah, that inspires me too to not go to sleep. Like, what the hell?
Man,
I cannot sleep in your grandma's house.
I couldn't sleep in my grandfather's house because he had African masks on the. He went to Africa and brought back some masks. Hung them shits on the wall in the basement. That's where I had to sleep, bro.
They get to be like these are traditional ceremonial masks. But like, are they really? You bought them at a shop.
Oh my
You're
God.
a tourist.
That shit was so
They
scary.
make that stuff to put out for you people.
Man, I remember one time on the way back from the beach, my parents stopped off at like some fucking novelty souvenir shop, and they came back with or they picked up this plush. It was like an old man wearing a robe with a big beard, but then if you lifted up his robe, I think it had a dick. But they wouldn't let me see it.
Dude,
But obviously,
yeah.
I was like, they were like, fucking. I see him lift up the robe and laugh.
Dude, yeah, they used to sell stuff like that in like bowling alley bathrooms. They'd have like a claw machine with like a little hopping penis. You're like, what is this? Who is this for?
Right.
What were these people up to? Like, I was thinking this the other day. Like, our parents, like the boomer people, like they call them, they were wild animals
They
because there
were.
was no cameras, there was barely any stoplights, like there was no nothing to be like.
Drinking
hey,
and driving was legal.
Yes, you could, yes, you could drink a beer and drive your car with no seatbelt on, and no one told you not to. They were just like, nah, you're straight. Go on now. Just don't hit check. Like, you hear about that guy on the highway, and you hit checking, he'll pick you up. Like,
Dude, porn was rampant.
was
Like-
it? No, I don't think so.
Well,
Porn was just delivered in a different way. Porn is more rampant now than it has ever been in the world because.
No, I think you just said it. It was just delivered in a different way. I think more
Exactly.
people have access to porn now, but
Well, that's because they were into it.
The
That's what I'm
want for
saying.
porn.
Like, yes, there was. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing that it wasn't there because it was, but like it was VHS tapes stacked yay high, and it
And
makes
magazines.
It, and it makes it, yeah, and it makes it look like it's so much more.
bro, my son will never know what it's like to find my fucking porn stash.
No, you won't.
Dude, and that was like one of the best things in my life, dude. Fucking 11,
but-
12 years old.
But your kid probably already saw porn on his phone, so like I have
He's
to
seen the
think.
worst porn.
I have to think about that all the time. Like when I come in his room late at night, I'm like, I know you're only 12, but like, it's the internet age. Like, what you could have seen this 3 years ago and just not told me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea what kind of secrets he's keeping. You don't know. You just simply don't know.
I know, because sometimes he'll pop off with some shit, and I'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the information's there, and I just give him the phone. I'm like, here, yeah, it's good. I believe in you. Like, I totally trust you. Don't trust your kids, man. They're gonna lie.
This morning, Abram said, what are you going to talk about, Dad? Racism?
Yeah, it's all right. Okay. No, I can't. Not right now. Racism, I was thinking is one of those things that's like constructed now. You know what I mean? Like in the day, it was constructed for like power purposes, but now it's constructed to like take over our minds.
Oh, racism is an institution. I'm not sure about that, but I do think that people hate others, and I think that large segments of the population feel a certain way about other segments of the population. I don't know what total white privilege is like. I know what it feels like to be bullied because I look different, but have I ever been held down? Or I guess that's the end of the podcast because she just stopped. She just stopped working.
We're done.
No, I got it. She's back.
She's back.
Yeah, man. I feel like just don't spread hate. It's okay to.
Absolutely, you don't do that.
Your own beliefs, your own feelings about shit. Just don't spread that shit. If a brown person makes you feel some type of way, that don't mean every brown person is gonna make you feel that kind of way.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Well, I think I was trying to say is like as a as a weapon sometimes.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
dude.
Like,
Oh,
it's like,
my
it's like It
gosh.
can be as a weapon. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I got hate in me. You know what I mean? Unless I really don't like you individually.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
silly.
Still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make jokes occasionally, but like when it comes down to it, I feel like I don't know. Most people don't hate most people.
Yeah, if you have hate in your heart, then
You gotta let that out. If you got hate in your heart, you let it out.
you
Buddy.
let it right out. You come up here,
But yeah,
put your hand on Book of God. Where I was going with that.
yeah, no. But yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. The racism one. That's a huge one. But like, I don't know. Look at where we work it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, we're working with ladies. Okay, do you know how strange that is? That we're just like da da da. No one cares. Because like 60 years ago, if there was a woman running a business, like that would have been strange, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like, mostly it was all men. Now, what, 60 years ago? That puts us back in 1965? Yeah, probably. And people were just starting to share shit. Like, we're like, hey, it's all right to share a bathroom now, or whatever. You know? Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It is weird how things change like that.
Well, some people think things ain't changed at all. You know? And, like, I don't know. To me, I live in the best time ever to be alive. Because, like, we can't all just be chilling. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time where I would have had to be like, nope, can't do that. You're a woman. Or you're not the same color as me.
I do think that we live in a good time. There's no way for us to know if otherwise. But um,
Things will
fuck.
get better unless there's a nuclear holocaust. Like that's it. That's it. Like things will just continue to get better unless we do provoke Putin enough where he will launch a nuke. Like we launch it. Like that's what would happen. We would launch the nuke
This
first.
this is what I was gonna say. I wish that things would slow down so that they could be enjoyed more. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I feel like that happens as we get older.
yeah, that's weird. Some weird things are happening as I get older. Like the bullshit with going to the library and reading history books on Wednesday, which is fun to me, but it's local history, and the books that I'm reading are written by people who are older than me. So is that what happens when you get old? Like you start fucking scrambling for, like you start looking
Maybe.
back. I don't
I don't
know.
know. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know, man. It's
You know,
weird.
young people writing history
Well,
books.
your mind definitely changes, dude. No, absolutely not. Not very many. There might be that one, that
Yeah, it's some
outlier, but
freak.
yeah, but you're right. Most historians are older.
Your mind changes, and I don't like that feeling. I mean, I guess I like that my mind changes, and hopefully it gets
Oh,
like
I'm on board for it the whole
better.
way. I'm good.
But I mean, who I like, it fucks with who you think you are.
Yeah, well, that's because you're constantly changing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just a bizarre thing, especially with your, like, the hormones in you. Like, things that you don't, like, mentally you can change. Like, I'm doing a better job at being a human. But, like, if your body wants to make a change inside of you, forget about it. You can't do nothing about that.
Bro, fuck, I forget what I was gonna say. Changing. Yeah, who I thought I was. Um, yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
strange.
this is what I was gonna say. God dang.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I always thought that I would like to party. Like, and this
Uh,
is something that is just like this is happening right now.
yeah.
Um, like, leading up to this, it was, well, you know, if it if something comes to me, fuck, totally down.
Yeah.
Um, Now it's like I'm okay. I'm getting okay with it, which is so weird. I always thought like it wasn't a point of pride or anything. Maybe it was. Like it was cool to me that I felt like I could handle it
Yeah.
where maybe others couldn't. Like I could party, walk away from like I definitely I think I thought
Yes.
that shit was cool. Um Fucking walk away for 4 months, get fucked up for a month. Um but now it's like yeah, it was so wrapped up in my identity, dude, for fucking decades. And now it's weird, dude. It's
Doesn't
like
have to
going
be.
away.
It doesn't have to be. And same thing for me, dude. Like when you act a certain way for a certain amount of time, people come to expect that from you, and you don't want to disappoint them.
Yeah, right, right,
You know, so like, I don't know, if Snoop Dogg quit smoking weed tomorrow, you'd be like, "A what?
right.
Why did he do that? Like,
It's part of his
you know,
brand.
wouldn't you want him to be more healthy? Though? You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
he's eating it now. Like he's just not smoking it anymore. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to be healthier. Like, you know, I don't know. But that's the thing. That's the thing where people are just like so expectant of you to be like a certain way, even if it, you know, not that it involves smoking weed, but like
Right.
that was just an example. But you know, you figure, but hey, put your energy that you would spend doing those partying times with your kids and at work,
Right.
and if you do that, like I don't know, it's like that experiment with the two marshmallows where they're like, you can have one now, right now, or you can have two in 5 minutes. Like they did this with like 3 and 4 year olds, and like they watched them to high school, and the kids that waited the 5 minutes were doing astronomically better than the kids that wanted it right now. So like delayed reward really is a serious thing. You know, like if you wait long enough, the reward at the end of that wait will be so much better than what you take right now.
Like those people, fucking tantric sex people that like hold off on their orgasm to like they
Those people
can't.
are crazy, I think. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Russell Brand.
Dude, Russell Brand is crazy.
Russell Brand is crazy,
Yeah.
but he's all right. He's a thinker, dude.
Yeah, well, that's what makes him him, though.
Why are they always trying to attack that dude?
Because he's talking stuff they don't want to.
Right.
They
That's a
don't
good
want you to know.
example of, man, that dude went through it. Whatever I'm going through, like, he changed. And I thought he was cool, dude. I was like, man, this dude just fucking likes to party. He's living his life.
Dude, he was living like a wild man.
I hope that he doesn't die, but if he does, I would understand why. And man, I can look up to somebody who pulls themselves up out of that life, because it's not just a lifestyle, it is connected to who you think you are and who people think you are. Yeah, that's a huge
100%.
And now there's always going to be haters, bro. If people start watching this, yeah, there's going to be haters.
Oh, well, that's their job. That's what Cat Williams says. Let them do their motherfucking job.
It's so crazy. That just comes back to everything ain't for everybody.
Exactly.
And then people who don't like the shit will want to weigh in on it. Like, that's what I don't get.
Yeah, but that's fine. Like, I thought about that the other day. Do you want to be in the comments or do you want to be in the videos?
True.
You know what I mean? Like, at this point, we live in a world where, like, you can either be in the comments or you can be in the videos. You know what I mean? So what do you want to be?
My hand fucking hurts. This shit is fucking stiff, boy.
Oh, yeah, you want to call it?
Oh, it's still working.
Still working?
Still working.
All right, yeah. People are going to be like, oh, they keep saying they're going to call it every 2 minutes. Like, it's John.
Just kidding.
There's the boss lady I see her sneaking around. What was I talking about?
Wrapping it up.
Yeah, but that's all right if it works. Or do you want to? What time we got?
Man, it's working. It's working right now. It is 10:36.
Okay, yeah, we probably should then.
10:34.
Final thought, final word.
Final word. I understand why people have producers, because this was a lot of extra shit for me to think about
And try to talk at the same
and
time.
try to talk at the same time. I do like doing all this shit, but it would just be easier if we had a homie doing it. Also, yeah, it'll be better next week for sure.
Okay,
I won't be as distracted.
We'll
We
get
will have the
camera,
microphone.
We'll get the microphone, the camera, the whole thing fixed.
Yeah, I won't be hunched over.
All right, word.
All right, man.
All right, dude.
Great.